You can grab a strap if you'd like, totally optional. And then a set of blocks. For today, we're gonna start in a comfortable seated position of your choice. My blocks. And this is our Friday flow. So just having a gentle seat. You can draw soles of your feet together, crisscross applesauce, and just drawing your hands towards your knees. Reach your hands towards your hips. Deep inhale, gaze up, look up. Exhale, round your spine. Bring your hands towards your knees. Inhale, hands towards your hips. Draw your shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, create space between your shoulder blades. A few more times here with your breath. Deep inhale, gaze up, look up. Exhale, press it away. Inhale, come back to center. Draw your torso up nice and long. Crown of your head towards the ceiling. And just drawing a few circles here. Just moving your torso. Can be clockwise, can be counterclockwise. I always tend to go counterclockwise first. And then reverse that direction. Gently come back to center. Sweep both arms up high. Deep inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your gaze. One more time. Inhale, arms overhead, gazes forward. Exhale, cactus the elbows. Inhale, rise up. Draw your right leg in front of the left. Draw your elbows wide. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbows towards one another. Inhale, open. Exhale, right elbow to right hip. Inhale, rise up, left elbow to left hip. Inhale, rise up, twist, look over your right shoulder. Come back through center. Exhale, twist, look over the the left shoulder. Come back to center. Release your right hand long by your right hip. Reach your left leg long. Press up, coming into stargazer. Left bicep to left ear. Gently lower your hips down. Draw your left leg back inside. Sit up nice and tall. Walk yourself forward. Feeling that stretch in your outer hips. Oops, holding here and breathing. Gently walk your hands back through center. Switch your legs, drawing your left leg in front of the right. Inhale, both arms up high. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your gaze. Inhale, reach. One more time, cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend your elbows. Exhale, cactus. And open. One more time, draw the elbows together. And lift. Left elbow to left hip. Inhale, rise up, right elbow to right hip. Inhale, rise up, twist, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, back through center, twist, look over your right shoulder. Come back through center, release your left hand by your left hip, reach your right leg long, press your hips up and back, stargazer, reaching your right bicep towards your right ear. Gently lower your hips down, draw the right foot back inside the left, both sit bones on the floor, and then walk yourself out, feeling that stretch this time on this side. Gently walk it back in. Come into a tabletop position. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hip. Tuck your toes to hover your shins. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the left side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. One more time. Inhale, reach. This time, draw that right hand under, release your knees down. Come into thread the needle, releasing your right cheek or ear towards the floor. Inhale, press up. Reach your right arm high. Gently release your right hand to underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, right leg long. Exhale, round your spine, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rainbow up and over to the outer left hip. Inhale, come back through center. Release your right knee under your right hip. Tuck both your toes, hover your shins. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. One more time. Inhale, reach. As you put the left arm down, release your knees. Release your left cheek or ear. Full thread the needle. Inhale, rise up. Left arm up. Gently release it down. Sweep your left leg straight back. Strong point through your toes. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rainbow up and over to the outer right hip. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Gently release your left knee under your left hip. Bump your hips side to side. Any organic movement here. Warming up anything else that you may need to. From here, walk your hands a palm print forward. Lift your hips. Coming into our first down dog this morning. Pedal it out. Lifting and lowering one heel at a time. Biceps frame your ears. Gazes towards your navel. Step your feet towards your wrist, coming into a forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. Come back to that forward fold. Make sure your blocks are at the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up with a long spine. Bend your knees, sink your hips, find your chair. Pulse it for 3, 2. Hold the hips low, sweep the arms back, lift the heels. Lower the heels, arms come forward. 2 more times. Sweep and lower once more. Sweep and lift. Step your right foot back. Release your hands down. Coming into a high lunge. From here, pivot your right toes, straighten your left leg. Find your pyramid. Use those blocks. Staying as high or coming down as low as you'd like. Keep your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Keep your left arm high. Revolve pyramid. Bend into your left knee. Keep your right arm down, left arm up. High lunge with a twist. Pivot your right toe, spiral your left arm down and forward, coming into warrior 2. Adjust your feet if you need to. Inhale, lengthen one big star. Bend back into that left knee. Hold that left knee bent. Left arm down, right arm up. You can place your left hand on the block. You can place it on the floor. Holding here and breathing. Extended side. Cartwheel your right hand down to the inside of your left leg. Coming into lizard lunge. Set your blocks off to the side. Plant your hands down. Kick your left leg back. 3-legged dog. We're going to lower down to a high plank. Keep that left leg lifted. Press back up. 3-legged dog. Bend your left knee. Step through. Coming into a low lunge. Release your right knee. Rise up. Untuck your right toes. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Release your left hand to the inside of your right thigh. Kneel in exalted warrior. Cartwheel your hands down. Straighten your left leg. Single leg split. You can place your hands on blocks or on the floor. Keep your right hand on the inside of your left leg. Keep your left arm high. Kneeling revolved pyramid. All right, tuck your right toes. Bend into that left knee. Grab those blocks. Step forward. Coming into your bird. Warrior 3 variation. Keep the hips square. Holding here and breathing. Really draw that right heel back towards the wall behind you. Bend into both of your knees. Draw that right knee to the outside of your left Shiva squat. Kick it straight back. Keep that right leg straight. Lower down, L step 2 times. Lift it up. Gently lower your right foot. Place your hands to the floor, forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. Come back to that forward fold. Roll all the way up. Coming all the way up to standing mountain. We're going to repeat that same thing on the left side. Find your chair, sink your hips low, pulse it for 3. That's 2. Hold the hips low, sweep the arms back. Maybe lift your heels or keep them planted. Lower the heels, arms forward. 2 more times. Sweep, lift. Lower forward. Once more. Gently lower it down. Step your left leg back, come into your high crescent, and gently plant your hands down, coming into your high lunge. Seal your left heel, straighten that front right leg, coming into your pyramid. Use those blocks. Hold it here for a breath. Keep your left hand down, right arm up, revolve pyramid. Spiral your right arm down towards your hip, forward as you bend into that right knee. Left arm sweeps up and forward, warrior two. Lift and lower, one big star. Deep bend that right knee. Hold it for the exhale. Gently release your right hand down toward the floor, to a block. Extended side. Carve your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. Hands can be on blocks or on the floor. Plant your hands down to the floor, walk the blocks out to the side. Kick your right leg straight up, three-legged dog. Lower down to that high plank, trying to keep that right leg lifted. Press your hips back up, three-legged dog. Bend into that right knee, step in between your palms. Lower your left knee, untuck your left toes, rise up. Right arm stays up, and then drop back behind your left thigh. Kneeling exalted warrior. Press the hips back as you straighten that right leg. Cartwheel down, framing your right foot. Kneeling pyramid. Place your left hand on the floor on a block inside your right foot. Right arm up. Kneeling revolve pyramid. Keep the hips squared, pull that right hip back. With that block in your left hand, tuck your left toes, bend into that right knee, press forward, coming into your warrior three variation, just like a bird with your hands down. Really draw that left heel back. Cannot talk this morning, keep your left foot flexed. Hold it here for the exhale. Deep inhale, Shiva squat. Bend that left knee to the outside of the right. Kick it straight back. L step 2 times. Lower down. Lift it up. Once more. Gently plant your left foot to meet the right. Come back to that forward fold. Roll all the way up. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders back. Roll them up. Let's do a little stretch here. Zip your legs together, sweep both arms up high. Bring your hands to heart center. Steeple grip, bind your hands, releasing your index fingers, and draw your arms back overhead. Side bend over to the right, hips to the left. Come back through center. Arms to the left, hips to the right. One more time, each side. Deep exhale as you bend. Inhale to come through center. One more time. Arms to the left, hips to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, swan dive forward. Pedal it out. Bending and extending one leg at a time. You can come into a ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows and swaying side to side. Just a little stretch before we come back into that same flow. Gently come back to center. Reach your hands towards the floor. Roll up slowly. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders up and back. From here, sink your hips. Find your chair. Sweep the arms up. Pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1. Hold the hips low. Weights in your heels. Sweep the arms back. Optional, lift the heels. Lower the heels, arms forward. 2 more times, you got it. Lift and lower. Once more. Inhale, rise up, step the right foot back. Find your high crescent. Bring your hands down to frame your left foot on the floor on a block. Seal your right heel, pivot your right toe to 45, straighten the left leg. Coming into pyramid. Holding here and breathing. Sweep your right arm down to the floor, left arm up, revolve pyramid, pivot your right toes, bend into your left knee, open up, warrior two. One big star, lift and lower. Maintain that bend in the left knee. Draw your left hand down to the floor or to blocks. Left bicep to left ear, extended side. Holding here and breathing. Gently plant your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Pivot your right toes. Finding your lizard lunge, you can press forwards and backwards. Gently walk those blocks off to the side. Plant both hands, frame your left foot, get your left leg back. Three-legged dog. Keep that left leg lifted. Come down to your high plank. Press your hips back up. Three-legged dog. Bend your left knee. Draw your left foot in between your palms. Gently lower your right knee. Untuck your right toes. Inhale, sweep up. Continue to draw left arm back to the inside of your right thigh. Right bicep to right ear. Press your hips forward. Cartwheel your right hand down, straighten your left leg. Revolved pyramid and kneeling pose. Left arm up. Bend into that left knee. Grab a block with your right hand, tuck your right toes, press forward. Step your right leg back. Keep those hips square. If you want to try to challenge your balance here, you can try half moon, keeping your left hand on the floor on a block, sweeping your right arm up, opening up your right hip. If you're in half moon, bring both hands back down to blocks, square out your hips, right leg straight back. Give me one Shiva squat, bend into the knees, kick it straight back. L step, lower and tap 2 times. Lift, and one more. Gently lower your right foot, pedal it out. Come back to that forward fold. Hands can be on the floor or on blocks. Coming back to that forward fold. All right, half lift, hands to shins. Come back to that forward fold, hands to the floor. Slowly roll up all the way to the top. Sink your hips, sweep the arms forward, weights in your heels, pulse it for 3. That's 2. Hold it low, optional, lift the heels as you sweep the arms back for 3. Lower and forward, sweep back and lift, and lower. One more, you got this. Lower the heels, arms forward, step your left leg back, coming into a high crescent. From here, draw both hands down, framing your right foot. Seal your left foot, straighten your right leg. Option to place your hands on blocks or on the floor. Finding your pyramid pose. Keeping your left hand on the floor on a block inside your right foot, sweep your right arm high. Square out the hips. Bend into that right knee. Draw your right arm down and back. Pivot your left toes. Open up, find your warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Hold it here. Reach your right hand down to the floor, left bicep to left ear. You can keep that left arm up, or you can continue to draw it up and over. Right hand can be on the floor, hovering, or on a block. Cartwheel your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. Find your lizard lunge, pivot both toes facing the front of your mat. Walk those blocks off to the side. Plant both hands to frame your right foot. Kick your right leg straight up and back, three-legged dog. Hold it lifted or lower down. Find your high plank. Press back up, down dog. Bend that right knee, step it through. Release your left knee, untuck your left toes. Rise up. Kneeling crescent. Continue to draw your right hand down to the inside of your left thigh. Press your hips forward. You can gaze forward or up towards the ceiling. Cartwheel your hands down, framing your right foot as you straighten that right leg. Kneeling pyramid. Keep your left hand on the inside of your right foot on the floor on a block. Sweep your right arm high. Revolve pyramid. In kneeling. Tuck your left toes. Bend into that right knee. Grab a block in your left hand. Press forward. You can release your right hand to the other block. Really draw that left heel back. Keep the hips square. Keep a micro bend in your standing right knee. Stay here if you want to challenge your balance. Open up your left hip. Maybe draw your left arm up towards the ceiling, right hand down. Find your half moon. If you're in half moon, square out the hips. Come back to find your bird. Hips are square. Tuck that left knee to the outside of the right. One Shiva squat. Kick it straight back. Lower that left leg 2 times. And lift. Once more. And lift. Gently release the left leg. Come to your forward fold. Pedal it out. All right, let's flow through that. One more time on each side. A little bit faster. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly rise up. Take anything out. You can add anything in that you'd like. Sink your hips, find your chair. Pulse it for 3, 2, and 1. With the arms back. Optional, lift the heels and lower. Sweep, lift, and lower. One more. We're going to step that right leg back. Find your high crescent. Catch your breath. Draw your hands forward, framing your left leg. Straighten your left leg, seal your right foot. Sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. Revolved pyramid. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Bend into that left knee. From here, sweep your left arm up. Come back to that extended side. Draw your left arm down and back. Pivot, open up, warrior 2. Lift and lower 1 time. Almost skip this whole flow. Come into extended side. Left arm down. Right arm overhead or towards your left toes. Now cartwheel your right hand down. Find your lizard lunge. Walk your blocks off to the side. Kick your left leg straight back. Optional, lower that leg or hold it lifted. Coming into a tripod plank. Press it up. Step your left foot in between your palms. Lower your right knee. Untuck your toes. Rise up. Release your left hand back. The exalted kneeling warrior. Cartwheel your right hand down. Straighten that left leg. Tuck your right toes. Bend into that left knee. Walk yourself forward. Find your bird. Optional, open up into half moon. Come back, planting your right hand. 1 Shiva squat. Kick it straight back, L step 2 times. Once more. Gently plant that right foot, pedal it out. Release your head, neck, and shoulders. Coming all the way into that forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. One more time through, you got this. Back to that forward fold. Slowly rise all the way up. Shoulders down and back. Sink your hips low, arms forward, pulse it for 3, 2, and 1. Hips are low, sweep the arms back. Lift the heels, gently lower down. Sweep it back. And forward one more time. We're stepping that left leg back this time. High crescent, catch your breath. Cartwheel your hands down. High lunge, straighten that right leg. Left heel is sealed. Left hand to the inside of your right foot. Sweep your right arm high. Revolve pyramid. Bend into that right knee. Cartwheel your right hand down and forward. Open up, warrior 2. Lift and lower 1 time. And deep exhale. Extended side. Option for that left arm to be up towards the ceiling, or continue to reach it overhead. Pivot your left arm down. Pivot your left toes. Find your lizard. Plant both hands to frame your right foot. Step your right leg back. 3-legged dog. Optional, lower that right foot or hold it lifted into your plank. Pike it up. Step your right foot in between your palms. Gently lower your left knee. Untuck your left toes. Inhale, rise up. Release your right hand back, exalted warrior. Straighten your right leg, carve both your hands down to frame your right foot, kneeling pyramid. Left hand stays down, sweep your right arm high. Tuck your left toes, bend into that right knee. Option to grab a block here. Press forward, find your bird. Stay here. If you want, you can open up your left hip. Open your left arm up. If you're in half moon, plant your left hand, scratch your hips. Shiva squat. Tap that left knee to the outside of your left. Take it straight back, L step. Lift it up. Once more. All right, gently plant your left foot. Hands to those blocks. Pedal it out. Come back to your breath. Release those blocks to the top. Release your hands to the floor. Grab opposite elbows and just sway from side to side. All right, we're gonna bring it all the way up. So sway the left, sway the right. Bring it all the way up through center, over to the left. Come back to center, sway side to side. We're gonna repeat that to the left side. So sway right, sway left, bring it all the way up and over. Beautiful, come back to that forward fold. Plant your hands down, step or hop your feet back, coming into your high plank. We're gonna hold it here for 5, 4, that's 3, 2, and 1. Optional, lower the knees or keep them lifted. Bend the elbows, lower all the way down. When you get there, untuck your toes. Keep your wrists under your shoulders, press up, mini cobra. Release back down. One more time, press up, mini cobra. Release down. Extend your right arm directly off from your right shoulder. Relax that right leg. Wiggle it out side to side. Come back to center. Lift your left leg high. Stay here. If you want, you can pivot onto your right hip. Maybe bending your left knee in front or behind your right leg. Just resting your right cheek or ear on the floor or on the block. Coming into broken wing. Opening up your left hip and your right shoulder. Gently rock back onto your tummy, both hips, both shoulders press into the floor. Walk your right hand in, press up, mini cobra, release down. Once more, press up, mini cobra, release down. Keep your right hand under your right shoulder, extend your left arm long. Relax that left leg, wiggle it side to side. I know I always tend to tense up my legs. So this way you really relax that left leg. Come back to center. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Stay here, pivot onto your left hip. Maybe bend your right knee behind or in front of your left leg. And just relaxing your left cheek or ear to the floor. Opening up your right hip and your left shoulder. Rock back onto your belly, both shoulders, both hips. Walk your left arm in. Press up, mini cobra. Release down. One more time, press up, mini cobra. Maybe lift your palms. Maybe lift your legs. Lower your legs, lower your palms, lower your chest. Walk your hands to your lowest rib cage. Press up, full cobra. Gazing up towards the ceiling. Looking over your left shoulder, come back to center, over your right shoulder, back to center. Bring your gaze forward, draw your knees wide, sink your hips in towards your heels, find your child's pose. Just for a few breaths. We're going to make our way onto our back here in just a moment. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, rise up, find your tabletop. Lower your left or right hip and draw your feet out in front of you. Grab a block. Place the block between your thighs. Squeeze your thighs together. Reach your arms out long in front. Slowly roll back. Think one vertebrae at a time. Lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders. Tap overhead. 2 more times. Inhale, roll up. All the way to the top. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Reach your arms up high. Reach your arms forward. Lower down. There is no such thing as too slow. Using your lower abs as you roll down, upper abs as you roll up. One more time. Inhale, roll up. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Reach the arms up high. Reach the arms forward. Lean the waistband of your pants or your shorts halfway down. Tap over to the right. Come through center, over to the left. Back through center. You want to make this more challenging. You can hover your shins. You're always welcome to keep your feet flat on the floor. That in itself is hard enough. Keep it going. 3 more on each side. One more. If your feet are lifted, you like plant your feet. Roll back. Last time we're rolling all the way back. When you get there, rest your head on the floor. Walk your heels in towards your hips. Set that block off to the side. Plant your hands by your feet, by your hips, close to your feet. Inhale, lift your hips. Coming into your bridge. Lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Gently lower down. Draw your knees in towards your chest, grabbing the back side of your thighs. You can grab your shins. Just rolling from side to side. Come back through center, release your head, neck, and shoulders, keeping your knees in towards your shoulders. You can continue to grab the back side of your thighs or bring your hands to the outer knife edge of each foot, soles of your feet to the ceiling, coming into your happy baby. You can stay just where you are. You can roll from side to side. Gently come back to center, starting with the right leg. Keep the left knee in towards your left shoulder. Extend your right leg long. Maybe the right leg hovers, maybe it taps the floor. Release the bind of your left hand and then bind both of your hands just on top of your left shin. Coming into wind removing pose, flex your right foot. Point, flex, circle out your left ankle, wiggle your toes. With your right hand, gently guide your left knee over to the right side of your body. You can place that left knee on a block, can tap the floor, it can hover. Gaze can be up towards the ceiling or over your left shoulder. Holding here, a few more breaths, supine twist. Gently come back to center. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Curl yourself into a tight ball. You can roll side to side. And lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Drawing the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, coming into your happy baby. Keeping that right knee in towards your right shoulder, extend your left leg long. Single leg happy baby. Release your right heel in towards your right hip, binding your hands just beneath your right knee. Point flex, circle out your right ankle as you actively flex your left foot. With your left hand, gently guide your right knee through the center and then over to the left side of your body. For a deeper twist, you can look over your right shoulder or continue to keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. Seeing what feels comfortable on this side this morning. Gently come back to center. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Gently plant your feet, walking your heels in close towards your hips. Grab that block, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Place that block on its lowest setting underneath your hips. Allowing your hips to fall into that block. You are more than welcome to stay here. You can extend one leg at a time, maybe extending both legs. You can reach your arms overhead. Gently walk your heels back in towards your hips, towards that block. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, followed by your left foot. You can keep your arms where they're at. You can also reach your hands towards your toes, point, flex, circle out, anything that's been moving all class. Point, flex, circle, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Hold it here for a few more breaths. Gently bending both of your knees, one at a time, or at the same time, until you lower the floor. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, setting that block off to one side. Extend your legs out long, allowing your heels to touch. Toes fall open. Releasing your palms by your side. Pinkies in, thumbs out, or any final resting pose for you today. To your Shavasana. Begin to come back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your belly rise on your inhale, belly falls on your exhale. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll yourselves a few times. Come up to a comfortable position. There. Just sitting up nice and tall, maybe closing your eyes. Sweep both arms up high. Exhale, release your right hand to your left knee, gently gazing over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, left hand to right knee. This time, gently looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you all so much for allowing me to share my practice with you each and every week. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Stay warm. Namaste. Thank you, ladies.